wake up. It's 5, and we're live.
Oh, is this thing on? I don't care. I want him to hear.
This is the Pregame Show, your early morning shot of sports on 95.7 The Game. Come on!
Oh, yes. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is the Pregame Show. I am Joe Spadoni. Welcome in on this beautiful Thursday morning here in the Bay Area. If you're just getting off work, if you're just getting on work, getting ready for school, getting ready for a trip you're going to go to, whatever you're going to do, drive safe out there. Be sure to download that Odyssey app wherever you go, and you can favorite 95.7 The Game. You can listen to everything right there on that app, all your Warriors needs, every single thing you need, sports, political, social, pop culture, everything right there on the app, and you can take it wherever you go. And today on the Pregame Show, we have an awful lot to get to. We got pitch clock thoughts. Some San Francisco Giants players not really into it. Interesting. I think it may be, embrace yourself here, people. I think it may be the single most important change in the history of sports. That's a tease, and we'll get to that a little later. We have report cards for some NFL franchises and teams. Not just some, all of them, in fact. When it regards to the training staff, all this sort of stuff. Tom Pelissero, interesting tweet, and I want to get into some of these report cards and findings throughout the NFL. Very fascinating, and we'll find out where the 49ers landed in all of this. But most importantly, to start off this show and to lead it off, it's the biggest game for the Golden State Warriors since the NBA Finals Game 6 in Boston. Full stop. Right there. The biggest game the Warriors have played since the NBA Finals championship win. And by the way, thank you for joining us. You can hit me up at 888-957-9570. Xfinity Mobile text line is that same number. Call or text 888-957-9570. We are up and running on Twitch and YouTube. Hello, people. Thank you, Sam, for getting that up for me. Producer of the Morning Roast and Garlic Fries and Baseball Guys. Producer extraordinaire, that is, Sam Lubman. Love that guy. Love line with Lubman. Don't worry, Sam. We're not getting into your love life this morning on the Pregame Show. Not going to do that. We're getting into too many personal stuff on the station yesterday, apparently. So let's take a deep breath, move past it. And by the way, I got an elite cross-jover for you today at 5:45 when Joe Shasky joins me. We had something happen in a company email that really has Shasky peeved, and we need to get to the bottom of it. So that is going to happen around 5:45, so you're not going to want to miss it. But more importantly, you're not going to want to miss tonight's game when the Los Angeles Clippers come up to Chase Center to take on the Golden State Warriors, and we'll have all that coverage for you right here on 95.7 The Game, starting at 6 o'clock with Warriors Live. John Dickinson will have that pregame before tossing over to the great Tim Roy, who will be on the call right here on 95.7 The Game. So we'll have all that coverage for you all day. We have sound from Bob Myers, who joined the show yesterday. We have sound from Steve Kerr, who joined the station yesterday. I think I said Bob Myers joined this show, not mine. Although, Bob, if you're listening, I would love for you to come on. But Bob joined JD and Guru, JD in for Steiny yesterday, and Steve with Whitey and Ratto, Whitey in for Damon. So cannot wait to hear from them. They had some interesting thoughts on Stephen Curry's status, on Andrew Wiggins. So we'll hear from all of that. But again, we start with the biggest game of the season for the Golden State Warriors, folks. It's the biggest game. If they win this game tonight, and again, no Steph, no Wiggins, if they win this game tonight against Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, and Russell Westbrook and the Los Angeles Clippers, I'm a believer. I'm a believer in their championship run. Right there. Shout out the Monkeys. I will come in tomorrow playing I'm a Believer by the Monkeys on a Phil Collins Friday, nonetheless. In a payday Friday, I will be playing I'm a Believer by the Monkeys. If they win tonight, it would be the biggest win of the season and biggest win since Game 6 of the NBA Finals. 888-957-9570. Do you agree that this is the biggest game of the season for the Golden State Warriors. Now you might say, Joe, they don't have Wiggins or Steph. They're going up against Kawhi, Paul George, and Russell Westbrook. It would be great to win this one, but really, I think we're fine. We'll focus on the Pelicans. No! Win this game. Draymond, Clay, Poole, Kuminga. You could win this game. The Clippers are not playing well. They are not playing winning basketball. Show me that same defensive intensity that you came out with in the second half against the Portland Trailblazers. Show me that for a full quarters tonight. And I'm a believer. 888-957-9570, 888-957-9570. I would love your thoughts on there. YouTube chat, Twitch. Hello. You can look at this beautiful Poland national team soccer jersey. Shout out Robert Lewandowski. My guy. Bayern Munich, Barcelona. We love to see it. Taylor W. on the chat. Let's go. El Guero. Good morning, Spadoni. This is random, but if you haven't yet, you need to try some tacos at El Asadero Poblano in Oakland. Thank me later. Hit me up where that is. I can probably just Google it, but I love Mexican food. I love tacos. That sounds like a good time. And I live in Oakland, so it's perfect. El Asadero Poblano. Love that. Ricardo Martinez, pregame show. Let's go. Let's get the day started off right, baby. Trying to, Ricardo. Appreciate you chiming in. Trying to. Biggest game of the season. Warriors fans, where are you at? This is the must win. They're all must wins for the Warriors from here on out. And tonight, if you do it, and don't get it twisted, you guys remember, who were the preseason favorites to win the NBA title? It wasn't the defending champs. Oh, no. Vegas thought it was another team. You remember who it was? They had a John Wall. Yeah, it was this Clippers team that Vegas picked before the season. Now? Not looking too great. It's not looking too good. They added Westbrook for some weird reason, and we've been making the joke here that it's subtraction by addition, not addition by subtraction. It's not good. And it's not like he's been playing terrible, but this Clippers team was supposed to be, and think back a few years ago when Kawhi Leonard left the Toronto Raptors, he came to the Clippers. It was Paul George. It was Kawhi. It was a super team. Kawhi was flirting with maybe joining LeBron and AD, and then that could have been the super team. But no, it was the Clippers. It was Paul George. Okay. Kawhi. And they haven't done anything. Their biggest accomplishment is the Western Conference semis in the bubble. How has this team not gotten more flack? And I'm sure they will if they finally don't win it all this season, or at least get to an NBA Finals. Because if they don't do that, that is one of the biggest failures of a super team I've ever seen in my life. A quote-unquote super team. And right now, yeah, the Clippers, Vegas still has this Clippers team ahead of the Warriors. That should peeve some Warriors fans. And I understand you're looking at it like the Warriors haven't been good this season, Joe. They've been 500. Yeah, but the Clippers also haven't been good. You're ahead of them in the standings right now. And again, real quick, just to go over the NBA championship future odds for all those gamblers and degenerates out there like myself. You got the Boston Celtics at plus 300 to win it all. Suns and Bucks both tied at plus 450. And by the way, the Bucks, you see them last night? I know they're playing the lowly Rockets without LaMelo Ball, but my good, Kevin Durant on a minutes restriction. Whew. Scary. I'm just going to say it right there. That team, I do not want to play in the first round if I'm a Warriors fan. 23 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. KD looking good. Nuggets plus 600, NBA future championship odds there. Sixers and Clippers both tied at plus 1,000, and then you got the Warriors and the Grizz at plus 1,600. So, what I'm telling you right now is gambling, fans, degenerates, whatever you want to call it. Maybe degenerates are too mean if we're trying to build an audience here at 5 a.m. on the pregame show with Joe Spadoni. But if you like the Warriors' odds to repeat, jump on it right now. Because when they win tonight against the Los Angeles Clippers, people are going to start buying back in. You beat this Clippers team without Stephen Curry and Andrew Wiggins, it absolutely would be the biggest win since Game 6 of the NBA Finals. Miss me with the Boston Celtics win, with the Memphis Grizzlies win. No. It would be beating this Clippers team and getting 3 games over 500 and start gaining momentum and clicking at the right time of the season. That would be massive. Can they do it? 888-957-9570, 888-957-9570. 415. That's crazy. I didn't know you were a big Justin Bieber fan. Huh, belieber. I am a Justin Bieber fan. Went to his concert, I don't know, God, when is that? About 5 or 6 years ago now, when it was at Old Oracle in Oakland. And I had a great time. Took the missus there. She's a big belieber, if you will. Justin could get it. You know what? That was a very entertaining show, and I think the kid gets a lot of flack these days. A lot of flack. Very entertaining, and I think that Bill Burr has a good stand-up on Justin Bieber. I'm rooting for the kid. Too many times you see those childhood celebrities, singers, what have you, and they turn out to be, well, I don't have to name all the names for the celebrities, but it doesn't turn out great in the end for them. Rooting for Biebs. Rooting for him. 888-957-9570. Ernie Chavez, El Guero. I'll try it out. He's going to try out the El Asadero Poblano in Oakland. I love speaking Spanish. Such a beautiful language. Such a beautiful language. Took it from 4th grade all the way through high school. Forgot most of it. It comes back to me occasionally. I could speak it really well if I see it. Donut Man 415, my man. FSR, not for me. Thank you for a real sports radio show. I got you, bro. We're live and local here at 5 a.m. Monday through Friday. Come on now. Ernie Chavez, you saying the Portland win was biggest? It was big. Tonight's would be bigger. This would be the biggest win of the season. Not even close. Not even close. And this is a team potentially you could face in the playoffs. Potentially. Again, if they win this game tonight, I am a championship believer in the Golden State Warriors. I'm a believer. More from the YouTube chat. Again, you can hit me up on Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, at Spadoni_Joe. 888-957-9570. Call or text that number on the Xfinity mobile text line. Appreciate y'all. Oh, hello from Greece. S. Christo 7. Love Greece. Honeymooned in Greece. Got food poisoning, unfortunately. I actually don't think it was food poisoning in hindsight. I said it's food poisoning. It was basically those symptoms. But I think I caught a bug because Jade and I, the missus, we ate the same thing. And she didn't get sick, so I don't think it was food poisoning. I probably caught a bug just traveling. It was a stomach bug. Not good. Knocked me out for a couple days in Crete. Got it, and that was the best island. Beautiful. Went to the village of Hania. Just a beautiful, beautiful place. Went island hopping. Love Greece. Love that country. Appreciate you chiming in all the way there. Again, the Odyssey app. Download that, baby. Take us everywhere. And you won't regret it. From Nicola Rad. You are pumping me up. Love it, Joe S. Dude, that's what I'm trying to do. Warriors Live, 6 o'clock tonight. John Dickinson getting you ready for Clippers Warriors in the game of the year. I'm dubbing it that. I'm dubbing it for Dub Nation. This is a game. If you win, Warriors fans, if you win this game, I believe you are potentially championship bound again. How about them apples? You might say, Spadoni, you're crazy. I don't think so. You win this game tonight against this Clippers team that Vegas had before the season as the championship favorites. You win this game without Stephen Wiggins, you can beat anyone. Anyone. Now, Spadoni, you might have just said you were scared of the Phoenix Suns in the first round. Still would fear the Phoenix Suns. Kevin Durant is a scary player. He's the Slim Reaper, the Durantula. Guy scares me. And you should have a healthy fear. My brother Rob always told me, and he was the one that taught me how to drive because my parents got too scared. But my older brother should have a healthy fear of the roadways. I was like, you know what? That's good. I like that. Be a defensive driver is what he always used to be. always used to say. Be a defensive driver. Always have a healthy fear of what others are capable of doing on the road, and be sure you can do everything in your power to be safe out there. And I'm doing everything in my power to be safe on these airwaves and covering my ass and saying, you know what? Kevin Durant scares me. I'm not afraid to admit it. He's a scary player. That said, Warriors could beat them in a series. They could beat anyone in a series in the Western Conference. I believe that. They win tonight, I'm a believer. 888-957-9570, 888-957-9570. 415, those odds are a joke. If they put them about the Warriors, the Clippers are poop soda? Wow. Sounds like a horrible flavor for a soda. I don't think even the Jelly Belly factory has that flavor. Nikola Rad, what if we win this back-to-back for the first time this year? It'd be huge. Be huge. This season has been so Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde for the Golden State Warriors. We've been talking about it here on the pregame show for months, all season. One step forward, two steps back. That's what it's been. That's what it's been. That's why winning tonight would shut up a lot of people, I believe. It would shut me up. I've been pessimistic through this team all season long. I was pessimistic, hell, even yesterday, even off that huge comeback win. I was like, you know what? I'm going to be like Draymond Green, who was talking after the game and that huge comeback win over the Portland Trailblazers. I'm not trying to get too high or too low. Just taking it game at a time. And I think that was the perfect mantra and energy the Warriors need still. I can get hyped up all I want. Those players, they're the ones that have to be calm, cool, and collected. And I think Draymond Green and Klay Thompson and Steph Curry and Wiggins' absence have been doing a hell of a job. Absolutely. Been doing a hell of a job. And by the way, mentioned earlier, Bob Myers, general manager, check that, president of basketball operations for the Golden State Warriors, who joins Steiny and Guru every week. Shout out the executive show. Bob Myers joined JD, who filled in for Steiny yesterday, and Daryl the Guru Johnson, and gave an update on Stephen Curry. And he says the team has to see how he feels.
I mean, that's the hope, John. I think the reason why we can't give you more definitive information is that it is kind of predicated on how he feels. Can he get up to the workload? He's just started kind of some live stuff, 2-on-2, 3-on-3 stuff where he's getting out there and trying to feel contact again, get comfortable. He's been doing non-contact stuff for a while. But in these things, there isn't I know that it's assumed many times that we have an answer and we don't give it. More often than not, it's we have to see, and each day evolves differently. How he feels after a big load day, we don't know how he comes in the next day. Even when I press our guys and say, when's Curry coming back? The smart and real answer is I got to see how he feels tomorrow. I got to see how he feels the next day.
That was president of basketball operations for the Golden State Warriors, Bob Myers, who joined again Steiny and Guru yesterday, JD in for Steiny. 888-957-9570. Hit me up there, call or text, Xfinity mobile text line. We're talking Warriors, Clippers, and listen, Stephen Curry, it sounds like, reading in the tea leaves, you saw Woj's report yesterday on Twitter, that it looks like he's going to join the team on this upcoming road trip at some point. He made it seem at some point, which makes me feel the way he worded it, it's not going to be Sunday against the Lakers. Wouldn't be the worst thing, by the way. Steph in Los Angeles against the Lakers, weird things happen. It's not great. It hasn't been great. It's been weird. It's been very weird. So then you got the Lakers on Sunday, Warriors, Thunder on Tuesday. I think that's the spot. Not a great Thunder team who, by the way, lost last night to those aforementioned Los Angeles Lakers. Big win for Lake Show. You're going to start seeing all these wins getting bigger and bigger for all these teams bunched up there. You just look at the standings currently. You got the Nuggets, Grizz, Kings kind of separating themselves right now for now. Suns, big win. Warriors, 32-30. Again, half game, percentage points, whatever, up on the Los Angeles Clippers in 6th seed. If you want to just hover up above that line, that play-in line, because then bunched up 7 through 10, you got the Dallas, Minnesota, Utah, New Orleans, and the Lakers, hell, One game back of the New Orleans Pelicans. One game back. So you're going to start seeing all these teams start fighting and fighting. And it does have a baseball September feel to it, does it not? And that's great for the league. That's absolutely great. I know we gave Adam Silver a hard time during the NBA All-Star break when he was having his opening ceremonies, if you will, in Salt Lake City, and he was saying, it's the most competitive season ever. Just look at the standings. It's like, okay. Yeah, most competitive. There's been so many blowouts, so many injuries, more injuries than I can remember in any other season I've seen in NBA history. A lot of blowouts. It's just not been a good brand of basketball. The referees, all the problems there. But again, it's created a lot of drama towards the end here. A lot of these teams made a lot of moves at the deadline. Again, the team you're playing tonight against the Clippers made a lot of moves. Westbrook, Eric Gordon, moved off of their guy Kennard. Mavericks, Kyrie, Luka, that experiment's flopping. Lakers, they added some pieces. They looked like the only team that got better, got younger. Vanderbilt, Beasley, Mo Bamba. So you're going to start seeing all these games start to ramp up the intensity these next few weeks, and I'm excited to see. And it starts tonight at Chase Center again when the Golden State Warriors take on the Los Angeles Clippers. We'll have all that coverage for you right here. 95.7 The Game, starting at 6 o'clock. John Dickinson getting you started for that game. And the biggest game since the NBA Finals last season, Game 6 in Boston. It is the biggest game for the Golden State Warriors. They win tonight with no Steph, no Wiggins, against Kawhi, Paul George, and Russ Westbrook. You win this game, I'm a believer. I'm a believer. I will come in, first rejoin tomorrow, around 5:32. Monkeys, I'm a believer. And I know it's, we're going up against Phil Collins Friday here. And it might sound sacrilege, if you will. Can't be doing that. All those who observe Phil Collins Friday can't be doing that. It's Lent on a Friday? Yes. We're going, I'm a believer. Monkeys, first rejoin. Book it if they win tonight. And you know what? If this was on the road, maybe I'd feel different for the Warriors tonight. But they're at home, where they are pretty freaking good. 25-7, in fact. 25-7. So yeah, win this game, Warriors. Win it. More from Bob Myers, who joined Steiny and Guru yesterday. This is about Andrew Wiggins' absence. He's been gone for the last couple of weeks due to a personal matter. And here's Bob Myers talking about Wiggins.
I think what you're asking is, could he remain out for a long, long time? I don't think that's happening, but I'm going to leave that alone. And hopefully when he gets back, whatever words he would like to say on it, which I don't think will be much because it's his private life, he will do. But I understand in your business you have to ask these questions and it's your job. But I also got to respect, and I think you're saying the same thing, the privacy of what he's going through.
Very well said, diplomatic answer from President of Basketball Operations, Bob Myers. Here's more from him on whether he thinks Andrew Wiggins will miss out on a lot of the season.
I don't think so. Look, I don't want to speak on his personal life, and I know you don't either. I know you're not asking that. I don't think that's what anybody is planning for, but we'll leave that in his own place. But as far as to answer your question the best I can, that's not the expectation. I think what you're asking is, could he remain out for a long, long time? I don't think that's happening, but I'm going to leave that alone. And hopefully when he gets back, whatever words he would like to say on it, which I don't think will be much because it's his private life, he will do. But I understand in your business you have to ask these questions and it's your job. But I also got to respect, and I think you're saying the same thing, the privacy of what he's going through.
Yep. Looks like he may potentially be back. That was Bob Myers, again, President of Basketball Operations for the Golden State Warriors. That was good news. That was the best news I heard from that whole interview yesterday. It was a hell of an interview. If you want to go back, download that Odyssey app, favorite 95.7 The Game. You can go ahead and listen to all of that, plus Steve Kerr, who joined Whitey and Rado yesterday, Whitey in for Damon Bruce. So go back, download that app, subscribe on YouTube. You can get all those interviews right there, the palm of your hand. Do it, folks. Come on. We got 25,000 subscribers on YouTube. We need more. Trying to get to 30. Try to get to 50 the next couple months. Try to get 100,000 by the end of the year. Can we do that? Get 100,000 by the end of the year? I think we can. We're growing everywhere. The pregame show is global, baby. We're bringing in numbers to this station. Come on. We're in Greece, for Christ's sake. Come on. 888-957-9570. Warriors, Clippers. Biggest game of the year. Tonight. 95.7 The Game. Be there, be square. This is a pregame show. Joe Spadoni. Let's go. Welcome back. Pregame show, 95.7 The Game. Joe Spadoni here with you. My salsa. God, song's still a banger. So good. It's Eminem D12. Well, my band for you here on a Thursday morning, getting you ready for Warriors Clippers tonight. Chase Center, be there, be square. John Dickinson, Warriors Live, starting at 6 o'clock before tossing over to the great Tim Roy, the voice of the Warriors, right here on 95.7 The Game. Who'll have all of that pre-post coverage for you here. And it's the biggest game of the year. That's what we're calling it. It's the biggest game since Game 6 of the NBA Finals for the Golden State Warriors. No other way about it. They win this game. They win tonight. No Steph, no Wiggins against Kawhi, PG, Paul George, and Russell Westbrook. Yeah, I'm a believer. I'm a believer in them winning a championship. How about them apples? How about them apples? What say you? 888-957-9570. 888-957-9570. That's a call or text number. Xfinity mobile text line. YouTube. What is up, people? Chat's on fire. I love y'all. Hit me up on Twitter at Spadoni_Joe, or just hit the follow button if you like horrible tweets and angry tweets about Raiders or Lakers. At Spadoni_Joe. 888-957-9570. Teased it earlier, and we'll get back to the Warriors here in a sec. The pitch clock. I teased it earlier, and I don't think it's hyperbole to say here, people. The pitch clock implementation into Major League Baseball has the potential to be the greatest rule change and most important rule change in the history of sports. At least here in America. Because within the last 20 years, baseball has gone from America's pastime to the pastime of America, if you will. Do a little word jumble there. We've left it in the dust. It is in the past. We don't care about it. We haven't cared about it. It's football, baby. It's NFL. NFL is king. You just heard my entire first segment. That was NBA. We're hyping up that game. But I'm talking spring training right now. And the reason I'm talking about it is because of that pitch clock. There was a game yesterday, and this got my attention. And I can't wait to pick Joe Shasky's brains about it in the next segment for the cross over when he joins me. 14-14, the A's played the Reds, and it ended in a tie. 14 runs apiece. Take a wild guess how long that took. Oh, probably almost 4 hours, right? Spring training, 14-14. That's a lot of runs. Man, maybe 3 hours, 45 minutes. Probably, it has to be close to 4, right? It took 3 hours and 16 minutes for a 14-14 game. 3 hours and 16 minutes. Are you kidding me? That's amazing. I want to go to a baseball game now. If that's what's good. I don't have to stay that long. 3 hours and 16 minutes. That's it. And I think I underestimated just how important this rule change is, because I was thinking to myself, really? Is it going to make it that much more fast paced? Is it really going to have that much more action? I was like, it's only going to shave like 25, 30 minutes occasionally off the thing. 25 to 30 minutes can feel like an eternity at times. I underestimated just how long 25 to 30 minutes could be. It could feel like an eternity. Hell, there's been segments on this show, not my best, on shows on this station, 25 to 30 minute segment, and Sam Lubman, he's producer extraordinaire in the back. There's been segments like that feel like an eternity. Time is interesting. So 25 to 30 minutes, it could feel like an eternity, especially in a game where it's 14-14, and God bless the Oakland A's and Cincinnati Reds. I would not want to watch that regular season game, but I'm a baseball junkie, so I'm going to digest it. I'm an A's fan, so I'm a glutton for punishment. But 14-14, and it's 3 hours and 16 minutes. Let me know, am I crazy to think that the pitch clock could potentially be the greatest rule implementation in the history of sports? 888-957-9570, 888-957-9570. Am I crazy? Sam Lubman back there. Am I crazy, Sam? I know you were kind of initially on the pitch clock, and you're a huge baseball guy. Yeah, I think you love the sport of baseball maybe more than any person I've ever seen in my life. The pitch clock, I'm loving it.
I mean, I was a little out on it coming into it, but I honestly don't anticipate it to impact my ability to watch the game. But you're right, that lopping off that extra half hour, you don't realize how big of a difference it makes. My only complaint is some of these games, like if I ever pay to go to a baseball game and it ends in under 2 hours, I'm going to be a little irritated. Like I feel like I need my money's worth in these baseball games. And if it goes by too quickly, then that would probably be an issue. But let's let that happen before we cross that bridge.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about it going by too quickly. But if it's about, again, like an NBA game, like a 2.5 hour kind of thing, I'm cool with that. 3 hours, I think, or like 2 hours, 45 minutes is probably a sweet spot for me. But anything over 3.5 is like, okay, we're starting to get like, me and Sam, we have a lot of, and by the way, I wish you guys can hear the producer conversations. I think the producer conversations in the back, sometimes better than the show, but that's just me personally. And off-air conversations, and we had a little snippet, and we're going to start doing little snippets here at the station, a little off-air, little heated sports arguments, stuff like that. I think you all, the fans, will get a huge kick out of it, so we'll try to be implementing that into our social media game plans moving forward. But we were talking just certain movies, man. Just when does it end? We were talking about that Pearl Harbor movie, me and Sam and I. Josh Hartnett, Ben Affleck. Oh, my God. He's like, yeah, but the Pearl Harbor scene was pretty cool. And it was like the actual, like the Japanese were attacking. I was like, cool. Took me like 3 hours to get there. So there comes a point in any form of entertainment when it's just jumped the shark, if you will. It's just, all right, it's too much. It's too much. Any form of entertainment. I can go to a play, a musical. It's like, all right, I'm over this musical number. And I love plays. I love musicals. But it comes a point and it's just like, all right. The intermission, that was great. But now we've gone another hour and a half, and I'm trying to go home. I'm trying to get a steak, trying to get a burger. Let's wrap it up here, folks. You ever feel like that? That's how baseball has felt for far too long now. And this pitch clock could save the sport. It could save it. 650 Xfinity Mobile text line. Sorry, but less than 2 hours? Don't threaten me with a good time. Maybe that's tomorrow entertaining for baseball. Maybe. 408, excited about the rule change. Xfinity Mobile text line. I am as well. Moon Dust on the YouTube chat. Moon Dust, you've been all over the place on this Moon chat YouTube chat. See what I did there? Less time to smoke weed at the games now. Well, it's called Wake and Bake, baby. Come on. Get a little pregame in there for you at the baseball game, if you know what I mean. 888-957-9570. 888-957-9570. Ernie Chavez with an implementation sensation, if you will. Joe Shasky decked out in his Giants gear. We're talking pitch clock. Joe Shasky, by the way, he just sat down on the board, and he's going to join me next segment for the crossover. Cannot wait for that. We have an awful lot to pick his brains about. Most specifically, we're going to open up with what took place in the company email yesterday. Just an elite take. I think this might be Joe Shasky's Larry David, Curb Your Enthusiasm moment more than anything else. It's going to be that, and that's what's going to come up next segment. So that's a tease, ladies and gentlemen. But nothing makes Joe happier than sitting on the soundboard because he potted up a caller once upon a time. I think that was last week. And ever since then, he's like, I can do everything at this station. I'm Ben Zobrist at this station. Please. Top utility player. Can't wait for Joe next segment. But again, I think the pitch clock and Shasky, again, he was on this before, and I was kind of poo-pooing it. The pitch clock has a chance to be the most important rule change in the history of sports, at least here in America, because I could finally watch the action. I don't have to, you know what? I can go make a bag of popcorn in between an at-bat. No, I want to watch that entire at-bat, and then I want to watch the next one, and then I want to watch the next one. And by the way, I teased it. Alex Cobb of the San Francisco Giants, and again, not everyone had nice things to say about it, and that's kind of interesting. Most pitchers are, just saying it's an adjustment. Alex Cobb a couple days ago, this was, quote, again, San Francisco Giants pitcher Alex Cobb, quote, "It didn't feel like baseball. It didn't feel like pitching." Huh? This is baseball. the action, not taking that bag of rosin and flipping it like a hacky sack in between at bats, not re-gripping your gloves. Shout out Pablo Sandoval a bajillion times and tapping the freaking helmet with your bat a million times. Stop. Get up there and swing the bat. Or hell, don't swing it. I don't care. I just want the next at bat to go by faster. Please, didn't feel like baseball. It's the first thing that felt like baseball in the last 20 years. You kidding me? It's not even close. So get with the times, Alex Corn on the Cob. Come on. 888-957-9570, 888-957-9570. We got one more segment coming up here, and I would love to hear from you. Xfinity Mobile text line. Call or text that number, 888-957-9570. YouTube chat. Hit me up there. Twitch. Follow me. Respond to me on Twitter, @Spadoni_Joe. This is the pregame show. Joe Spadoni. The Cross Joe over next. Joe Shasky joining me in studio, 95.7 The Game. Welcome back. Pregame show, Joe Spadoni, 95.7 The Game. One more segment here before tossing it over to the Morning Roast, Bontail and Joe Shasky. And Joe Shasky's going to join me here in just a second. Swerve Strickland, AEW wrestler in studio, joining the Morning Roast. Shasky, you know, we were talking about wrestling last night. You sent me a Ric Flair video, WWE legend, and he just looked awful. I'm just going to be honest. He just looked terrible, but he's an older guy, and I have such tremendous respect for any wrestler, male, female, whatever, diva, whatever. They put their bodies and lives on the line just for scripted entertainment. And I love it so much. You know what? I have tremendous respect for what they do. It's very difficult.
I apologize. I'm running you off here.
No.
Did you ever watch Wrestling Behind Shadows?
No.
It's like,
what is that?
It was all about like the Bret Hart screw job, but it was...
Oh, the Montreal screw job?
Yeah, it was basically a documentary about him and his family, and it happened to pick up all that stuff when he transitioned from WWE, at the time WWF, to WCW.
Okay.
And it made like a lot of people realize like it's fake. Yeah, but like the way they're throwing their bodies around and the things
that's
that
not
they do,
fake. Them taking the bumps and falling off, and Mankind and Undertaker jumping off a cage. Like, come on.
These guys tear their labrums all over the place. They break feet. They tear ACLs.
Kevin Nash walked out of a bed with torn quads.
Yeah, dude, it's absolutely. Well, there was one where Vince McMahon tore both his quads. It's one of the favorite videos of all time, and he's sitting there and like the facial expression because Vince was so over the top. Like, it's so funny because Kurt Angle, was a real wrestler.
Yeah, Olympic gold medalist,
badass,
won it with a broken freaking neck.
Yeah.
Yes,
and like in terms of like watching him wrestle, my brother used to love it. I didn't.
Oh yeah. Oh, technically he was insane. Yeah, he was one of the best ever. But I understand where you come from. He's
boring.
I get it. His mic skills were hilarious. Though. He was the funniest guy. He was. Everyone just made fun of him.
I'm all American.
Oh, totally. Drinking the milk all the time. Love it. So Swerve Strickland of AEW going to join the boys in the studio. I'm sure you're going to pick his brain about his favorite wrestlers of his past. I don't know. He's AEW guy if they're willing to, gas up these WWE guys. So
I'm going straight to the Cow Palace.
There you go. That's fun.
I'm going way back in the day because
that's where it is, right?
Well, that's where we used to go. I grew up right there, right? So we would always go to the Cow Palace.
I'm pretty sure it's at the Cow Palace.
You want to hear one of my worst stories of all time? I got two quick ones. First one, went to Elimination Chamber in Oakland. This was, 10 years ago. My niece was probably 8, 9, 10 years old. I don't know. So me and my brother, we're going to take her out. I want Dippin' Dots. I want cookies. I want a milkshake. We got her all that stuff.
Okay.
Here comes Elimination Chamber, main event. Again, she's like 9, 10 years old. I don't feel so good.
No.
Leans over, starts throwing up in the middle of the seats. I swoop her up. Now, again, this is a younger version of me. It might have been 12, 13 years ago. I pick her up, and I don't know, do I go men's or women's restroom?
You just need to get in a restroom. Doesn't matter.
Right?
Yeah.
So I run into the women's restroom, and I go, little girl with a guy, I'm coming in, guy coming into the women's bathroom. This little girl's not feeling good, and she starts throwing up everywhere. One of the workers there totally helps me.
Oh, that's nice.
I got her on my shoulder.
Oh.
Now, the middle of the intros, like the fireworks are going crazy. I look over at my brother. I'm holding her. She's out cold. And I go, Pat, we got to go. And he's like, the main event.
It's like, dude.
He's like, Rey Mysterio's coming out.
Rey Mysterio.
Out of one of the Elimination Chambers. I'm like, Pat, we got to go. We get in the car. 20 minutes later, she wakes up. We missed the main event.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, you literally had a sugar overload.
Yeah, too much.
Second time, we went to Cow Palace, and I brought both girls, and they were so little. Oh, my God, they were so little. And I got one of them on my shoulder, and I'm like, oh, this line to get into Cow Palace. Oh, my God. Yep. And so, like, there was a break in the line where a bus went through, and I was like, let's just jump into the line. I jump into the line. The guy behind me is like, hey, you, yelling at me the entire time. Mm-hmm. Pat, don't look back. Pat, don't look back. Just look forward. We're just going to keep going. The guy keeps tapping me on the shoulder. Hey, you cut the line. You cut the line.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I learned right then and there, I will never do that again. What a dumb, bold move. I was in my 20s. It was so stupid.
I'm king of cutting lines, by the way.
Are you?
Yes. I am the guy who goes all the way in the third lane and then cuts over. It's not illegal.
That's different.
It's not illegal, though, because I still do it in the dotted line. So, I'm not waiting that traffic. By the way, real quick. So, we were just talking about Swerve Strickland joining the boys in studio. So, we're getting on the wrestling topic. AEW Rampage tomorrow at the Cow Palace. And then on March 5th, Sunday, All Elite Wrestling, AEW at Chase Center. So that's going to be pretty damn sweet. All right, Shazky, I teased it all morning long. the work email.
Okay.
Just things that bother people. And Larry David's made a whole career off of things that piss him off. Shout out Kirby.
I don't think I'm wrong here.
Explain to the audience what took place in our company-wide email. This is our cluster here. 95 cent the game. It's not just 95 cent the game. We got Alice. We got Q102 Jams. We got an off KCBS. Shout out Stephen Langford. We have a lot.
I'm blaming Stephen Langford too in part of this.
So go ahead. What happened?
So look, I straight up say this to everybody. Like, I have worked for 3 separate Fortune 500 companies. Okay, at one time that were okay. Now I understand there are different cultures at different companies. Email etiquette 101. The very first day, every company has a breakdown on the do's and don'ts of emails. The first one of the first ones, don't hit send on anything that you wouldn't say to someone's face, right? That's number 1, and I'm going to loop it back to that in a second, all right? Number 2, never reply all unless it's pertinent to all. That's what I have learned at the corporate structures that I have worked for. So yesterday, an email goes out to everybody, all the different stations, all right? And it's about a column for a guy, one of the producers. It was a nice little write-up.
Was it Keith Marconi? Was that his name? Let's give him a shout out.
I would like to get a Marconi one day. It's an award.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, but it was basically a little profile on him, It was a profile on him, and good for him.
Ben Coney. There you go.
There you go. Ben Coney. All right.
Men Coney.
Manconi, all right, not Trey Mancini. And it was a profile on him, and it was like, oh, that very nice. And then like a couple people came in, and they're like, oh, this is awesome. Then we started getting yay reply emails. And I'm trying to sleep. All right, it's the middle of the day. Your boy's trying to get a little bit of say, ding, 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 ding. We must have had 30 emails, everybody chiming in. And I said, and I fired back because it is one of my biggest pet peeves. All I do is I fire back, and I thought I was being respectful. I said, respectfully, what was my exact line?
I'm going to pull it up right now. Keep going. Vamp for me for
I basically said, I've had enough.
Here we go. So this is after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Keith, these are including Keith responding to each individual 8. You were the 10th comment to this thread. Respectfully, can we please refrain from replying all on this email thread? Thank you. Followed by a Margaret who's just like, and then she just completely ignores you. Evan, great story. Me, it was a bit now.
Yeah, I knew it was a bit when you responded.
An awful lot to be excited about. And then there's Brett, Keith again, Douglas, Jennifer, Keith, Bonte, Brian Ratto, Dan Dibley, and then Bob. Oh my goodness. 21 replies, and you're getting dinged every single time this is getting replied to.
Well, and here's my biggest thing. It's fake hustle. No one cares that you've responded, yay, to the reply all email in the group chat. Now, I understand there's a camaraderie aspect to this. I get that. The cultures I come from, dog, we don't reply all. We do not reply all. This is why you do the BCC, yes, not the CC.
Everyone, multiple people on the Xfinity mobile text line saying the same thing.
Oh, so I'm not the only one. Okay, yes. So then I get a personal email fired back from one of these producers at KCBS. Pro tip, you can mute this by doing X, Y, and Z. It's like, I wanted to fire back. Pro tip, don't reply all with something that is meant for someone specific. And I'm not even trying to be a hater.
You said respectfully.
Well, I did. I'm not even trying to be a hater. This is etiquette 101. What do we do? This isn't an office of 7 people. How many hundreds of people are on that?
A lot. Awful lot.
Am I tripping?
No.
Am I wrong? Am I just a jerk? Because I felt like everyone called me a jerk yesterday.
No, I didn't call it. I think, was it Lucas Fight on Alexander? Called you rude?
Oh, right away. And I said respectfully.
He did say respectfully.
I thought that was the best way of putting it.
Listen,
the cultures I come from, we do not reply all when there's hundreds of people on there.
I personally just found it hilarious. I didn't have a problem with it, and I think everyone...
I'll apologize, I guess.
All the people, I think a majority of people that got the email probably shared your sentiments because it happens far too often.
Oh, the finger wagging, the shaming I got from people yesterday was absolutely insane. Like, people were like, people want to be pumped up and the camaraderie and this, that, and the other. And, it's to motivate everyone. Dog, if you need a reply all yay email to motivate you to work, you are a crappy worker.
We're getting a lot of respectfully. The pitch clock is poop soda. Respectfully, this is what you do with your do not disturb. Respectfully, that's great. Speaking of the pitch clock, now we can pivot.
Just last thing on this, because I'm gonna fight this till my death. Reply all people. You're the worst. You're the teacher's pet in the class. Oh, you haven't collected homework. Yay, company. Dog, do your job. Are you good at what you do? That's the way I view things. Will this help me get paid more? That's how everyone should operate.
From the 510 on the Xfinity mobile text, and I think this is perfect. Don't apologize, Shasky. You should have just replied to that person and say, quote, per my last email.
No, my other favorite one, now that we're here.
That's a great one. I love a per my last email because it's a very passive-aggressive way to say you didn't freaking read my first email.
I literally have gone through trainings on how to diagram an email, right? So, like, the key to incorporation emails, 3 to 5 sentences, keep it short and sweet, unless it's something like a longer diatribe. And I would always say, like, per our discussion earlier, which basically sets the tone for it. We've discussed this beforehand. The purpose of this email is X, Y, and Z. I will follow up with X, Y, and Z. Thank you very much.
Yes.
You need to do X, Y, and Z. It is straight. It's to the point. This is about productivity. That's the way I view it. Every minute of my day is accounted for. I'm either having fun or I'm working. Okay? So every time I have to look down at my phone, yay! Reply all. This is stellar. Reply all. You bastards. Excuse my language.
Man. All right. Well, we got 2 minutes here left in the crossover, and we needed to get to that. That was just the story of the day.
Etiquette 101.
There you go. Etiquette 101. Biggest game of the season for the Golden State Warriors is tonight, Shasky. This is the biggest game since NBA Finals Game 6.
How many times are we going to say that this year?
This is the one, because if they win this game, I believe now. I'm a believer that they can win a championship if they win this game. Without Stephen Curry, without Andrew Wiggins, against the don't get it twisted. Vegas thought before the season this Los Angeles Clippers team was the favorites to win it all. They were the odds-on favorite after they acquired John Wall, who, by the way, is not on the team anymore.
Yeah.
After they acquired him, they were the Vegas favorite to win the NBA title.
Wow.
If they win tonight without Stephen Curry and Andrew Wiggins against Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, and Russell Westbrook, they can win the whole damn thing.
Okay.
They can win the whole damn thing. Now,
I do want to see them play Phoenix, right?
That one scares me. I still think they can. And by the way, it scared me even more. Kevin Durant looked great last night.
Not that they can't beat Phoenix. I'm just saying I want to see what it looks like.
Well,
I want to see what Wiggins looks like.
And to that point, if they win tonight without those guys, because prior to that and right now, right at this second at 5:59 in the morning, I do fear Phoenix. I don't think they could beat them in that first round.
The Warriors can't beat the Suns.
If they play them in the first round, I do not think they would win that series. If they win tonight, that changes everything for me. This one game tonight against, again, the preseason odds-on favorite to win the whole damn thing against Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, and what was supposed to be, by the way, real quick, as we wrap up.
Respectfully, they can win it all.
Respectful.
Dude, the amount of people that are saying respectfully
it's the best. It's the best. The Clippers, say what you will, they have championship aspirations. If they don't win it all this year, this could go down as one of the ultimate flops in the history of quote-unquote super teams. Remember what was supposed to be about them? When Kawhi Leonard joined the Los Angeles Clippers and spurned the Los Angeles Lakers, it was Pat Bev chiming at Stephen Curry. Remember, think back, Shasky. 2019, they had just lost the finals to the Toronto Raptors, and Kawhi ends up going to the Clippers. Clay's hurt. It looks like, you know what? This run might just be over. Kevin Durant's leaving. Warriors just might be done.
Yeah.
Pat Bev is making fun of you.
Oh, Pat Bev. That's right. Next 5 years are his.
Tonight's the revenge game, dude. Tonight's the revenge game. That's
like
Joe
that.
Shasky.
I like that.
He's coming up next. Bonte
Take
Hill.
that, Jerry West.
Take that. Respectfully, take that. Pregame show, just winning 95.7 The Game.
You're listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMZ FM at HD1 San Francisco. An Odyssey station. You can watch Willard and Dibs on twitch.tv and on YouTube.
For the Warriors to keep winning, rallying in the fourth quarter without two of their very, very best players, I get what you're saying. I don't want to oversell what they've done the last 3, but I don't think you can undersell it either.
Willard and Dibs. From 9 to noon on 95.7 The Game.
Investing is confusing. Dawn raids, triple witching hour, candlesticks, crown jewels, bears, bulls, bear hugs, blue chips. It's one big word salad of uncertainty. Fortunately, Fremont Bank now has incredible rates on their savings accounts and CDs. And while savings accounts and CDs may not be